What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Ali Madawi here with a brand new installment of the ME Show. And today I'm going to talk to you about what does it actually mean to have a good client? Is every partner and every client that is willing to put some money in your pocket good business? Well, we're going to identify that, and I'm going to give you my own quote unquote core values on why I would go in business or onboard somebody as one of our clients. This is the ME Show.
I've been caught up since the day that we met, and you haven't seen the best of me yet. There's nothing like you and me together, and your eyes have been so hard to forget. But there's something you're trying to hide. There's something you're keeping inside. But I'm trying to get to know you much better. It don't matter how much time it takes. I just can't give up. Whoa, I just can't give up. Can't give up. I just can't give up. Oh, I just can't give up. I just can't give up. Can't give up. I just can't give up. I just can't give up.
Welcome, one and all. Ali Madawi here in a brand new episode of the ME Show. Do me a favor, let me know where you're chiming in from, if you're an entrepreneur or not. This video, I believe, will be relevant to you because it is very important for you to understand what is considered a good client or a good partner and what's not. And I share this with you, and let me know if you can relate. Have you ever onboarded a client or a business partner, and then a month, 2 months later, you regretted it because you're doing all the work and you're being blamed for what the other party is not doing, and you have to give away money or you have to split the earnings or whatever it may be? I've been in many of those situations, and this is why I thought it would be very, very important and relevant to talk about this today. This was inspired by a client conversation that I have had today, and we were talking, and he started telling me, or rather complaining, if you will, about his clientele. And like, man, I'm so mad. This person is doing this person is doing that. They're not listening. They're not following through. All they do is they want me to be a psychiatrist, blah, 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 blah. And here's the thing. I totally get it because I've been there. See, personally, one of the things that I do right off the bat is I initiate what you call an expectation agreement. See, an expectation agreement tells you and I what you expect out of me and what I expect out of you. And here's why. In my lane of business, many times people see what I have done in the past, or the businesses that I have built, or the network that I have created over the years, and they think if I work with him, it's a guaranteed one-way ticket to becoming successful and rich. While I can definitely stimulate the right behavior and give you the right resources and connect you with the right people, you'll still have to work. See, what you got to understand, I welcome you in my kitchen. I give you my recipe book and I introduce you to my staff, and I say, we all are going to work for and with you so you can be the next best chef in your own restaurant. Now, some of the things that I've had in the past where clients would say to me, well, I hired you so you can make me money. I'm like, well, see, that's not how it works. If you hired me to make you money, then you need to give me 50% of your business, and I would be more than happy and delighted to build your business for you. But the reason you hired me is that you saw what I've created and I documented it black on white, and now you wanted to, and you said, give me your recipe book. And because I've put 15 years, 5 languages, hundreds of books, seminars, and spent a lot of money, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on my business development and personal development, I think I deserve the right to consider maybe I should make a living out of all of this education. Kind of like when people go to college and they graduate after accumulating $100,000 worth of debt from the 4-year party, and then they feel like they have to get a job and get paid for it, right? So it's the same exact thing. The only difference in here is I continue to innovate, I continue to grow, I continue to learn as a student, and I pass that on to other individuals. The more value I provide, the more valuable I become, right? So here are some of the red flags of a bad client or a bad partner. Here's, first of all, before we even get into that, here's a ninja bonus for you. I do usually what I like to call a working evaluation, right? Like I might work with you for a week or 2 weeks just so I can test you out, just so I can see how you react, just so I can see how you respond when I give you a task or homework, if you will, or not for that matter. And that will give me an idea if you would be a qualified client. Then we step it up and we put an expectation agreement. And the goal in here is not for you to be in a retainer. The goal for you is for you and I to eventually grow because um, the philosophy of our company with our clientele, we're your strategic partners, and we bring the entry barrier really, really low, not because we're discounting our value ourselves, but because we understand at times you're bootstrapping and you're starting, you're in the early stage of your growth, and we're going to grow with you. And when we get you to a higher level, that's when we go in business together. That's at least our philosophy. Does everybody see eye to eye with that philosophy? Not at all. And this is why you, the business owner, have to have a working progress or a working evaluation with a business partner or a client before you sign that long-term agreement or contract or deal, right? And when you do so, make sure you are extremely specific on that expectation agreement. Let them know here's what I'm supposed to be doing. Here's how I'm going to do it. Here's when I'm going to do it. Here's your responsibility. Let them know your sole responsibility is to acquire and close your customers and clientele. It is not my responsibility. If again, it is, we need to make an adjustment where I get to charge this weekly or monthly or annually, whatever the term is, plus some percentage commission because I now not only am consulting, advising, and making all of my resources available, I'm also building your business for you. So why am I not taking more stakes in the company, right? So understand this is business 101. You also want to make sure that you give yourself a way out. Let me explain. See, with my early clients or brand new clients, I don't do long term. I would do 6 weeks, maybe, like, especially if I don't know you at all, no more than 6 weeks, because I want to give you and I the opportunity and ability to renew our terms or renew our agreement or continue to work together or not. Because I might not be what you thought and anticipated for me to be. And I don't want to put you in an uncomfortable situation where we're talking retainers. I'd rather just say, hey, 6 weeks, one time, here's how it's going to be structured. And here are my expectation agreement from me. Here's your expectation agreement from you. Sign here, I'll sign here. We're good to go. And then after that 6 weeks, we're going to, man, that was such a fun 6 weeks. We should do it again, or we should go on to the next level or collaborate on a 50-50 level at whatever it may be. Does everybody think that way? No. Does everybody have my work ethic? No. I wake up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I start my day, and I go all the way until 9:30, 10 o'clock, sometimes 11 o'clock at nighttime. Now, don't get me wrong. I take care of my body. I nap. I meditate. I spend quality time with my family. I have a little eye star in here. I don't know if you can tell, but this eye is a little weird. But in any ways, I still show up. It doesn't matter what's going on in my life. I always show up. I always show up, not only every time, but on time. I deliver and I bring my deliverables. Now, many make mistakes and they think because I'm not the client, I have to please this person. Or many make a bigger mistake and they try to keep this client or that client in that retainer as long as possible. Here's what I do. I keep on getting new clients over and over and over, however small or big they may be. So I am never dependent on that one client because at the end of the day, I operate in my own time space reality as much as that client operates in theirs. While we could be for 6 months or 6 years or 6 weeks co-creating and coexisting, they can wake up one day and say, hey, thanks for that recipe book. I'm out. Peace. I'm going to go and cook somewhere else. And that is part of business. You can't take it personal. Like you're not slaving people in contracts. You're supposed to deliver a segment of value and then move on, right? Another piece is make sure you do some homework on the client's spending behavior. And the reason that is, I got yelled at big time by my accountants yesterday and again today. And for the simple fact that I let people like, hey, don't worry about it next week. My wife, my sister always were like, yo, what are you doing? What do you mean next week? Next week? Like, we got to pay people and bills. And I'm always like, don't worry about it, right? And I got yelled at because in the accountant world, when you don't do business in a calendar month and close that business, it may put an impact on your tax brackets. It may put an impact on your overall taxable income. It may put an impact on your receivables and just different tracking reports and sheet that may impact you dramatically, right? And again, here is what I did not know, and I am going to start to do as well, is allow a billing department handle all things billing. That way I'm never putting myself in a situation where I compromise my own business. I realized that in 2021, not this calendar year, but last calendar year, I've paid an additional $54,000 in taxes that I did not have to. And that was just because I was not serious about my billing. I was not treating a business like a business. They were like, now you know why banks and credit cards, they put late fees if you don't pay on time. That's because there are costs that they're accruing as well. And of course, they want to guarantee that their bills are paid on time. So how do you eliminate that? Have an honest conversation. I never push a dollar amount on a client. Rather, I usually ask, hey, what is your budget? And the reason I ask what is your budget, I would rather operate on the client's budget and make sure that everybody is okay and happy for them to be able to pay their bills and for me to be able to deliver to them on an ongoing basis versus putting them in a situation where I am taking their mortgage money and hurting them. And you'll be surprised. I was that guy when I paid $3,300 a month while my mortgage was less than $1,300 a month. And he was for a coach. And I did it for a year. Think about that for a second. So the bottom line is this. You need to do your homework with responsibility, not just for your own pockets and your own business, but to make sure that you're not putting people on harm's way. There are many clients who get excited because they have a little bit of money in the bank and they think, I have money, I can spend it. You're going to turn me into a rich person in a month. It takes years to build a successful business, no matter what business it is. If you don't believe me, ask the sharks from Shark Tank. Ask Gary Vee. Ask Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone was not a hecton millionaire when he turned 40. He didn't taste success until after his 40s. Gary Vee, mid-30s, he was still in the back of the liquor store. And I can go on and on and on and on. The problem is that we put all this pressure on other individuals and on ourselves to be successful right away because we live in a McDonald's society, right? Like everything has to happen right now. So do your due diligence and pre-qualify your partner and or your client as much as your client is evaluating you and looking at you with skepticism and asking, well, I need some guarantees. That is a revolving door, by the way. Yeah, sure, that's fine. I'm glad you want some guarantees. I'd like some guarantees as well. That A, you're going to commit on taking care of this bill every single month on the first of the month. And if you miss by 3 days, there will be an additional extra charge, right? Or, hey, you want some guarantees and 100% money back guaranteed. I want double the revenue if I get you to the promised land as well. And if they say, no, we can't do that. Well, how are you trying to impose something on me that you're not willing to commit to? I'm willing to commit to these results and guarantee you if you don't, you'll make 100% of your money back. I want you to commit that I'll get double this retainer that we're agreeing on if I get you to the promised land. And you will be shocked how they say, no, I can't commit to that. Why can't you? I'm ready to make your goals and achievements come into fruition. So I do that not because I'm a pain in the butt, but I do that because I want to make sure that that client and I are 100% in alignment with everything that we want to do with one another. I want to make sure that there is no problems, no issues, no situations, because I value that relationship a lot more than I value that invoice. And if you have that sense of responsibility, your business will be smooth, soft, beautiful, great. But if you don't, you're going to have a little bit of a kindergarten or a pre-K, and a lot of clients, aka kids, are going to be running around everywhere and saying the teacher doesn't like me, and you have to be a babysitter. So I hope that my message was delivered with the love that I intended it to. I hope that you listen to me with business ears and compassionate ears, I'm not telling you to become a drill sergeant or a dictator. I'm telling you to become socially responsible in your conversations as you are pre-qualifying individuals for their sake as much as it is for yours. So with that, I love and appreciate you. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, your Strategic Partner Show is back like never before. And guess what? You are going to be hearing MLM Jail and Family Feud. MLM Jail and Family Feud. And I can tell you it's going to be a heck of a show. Yes, the strategic partners are going to be playing Family Feud live. Yes, there are news from the FTC and the SEC of new Ponzi schemes that have been put out there. Yes, you're going to be hearing from Takoya Carton's motivational moment. You're going to be hearing from Debbie Peltola Salmons on how to create balance in your life. And yours truly, I got some golden nuggets that we're going to be sharing with you, because in the network marketing profession, it's becoming more of shackles than it is opportunities. I'm grateful that my network marketing partners, as I am a VP of sales of a company, it allows me to create true value and take care of people at the core, not just get another subscription and another subscription. Last but not least, your boy Ali needs a little bit of help. You ready for this? See, we are currently right now, looking at it, we are ranked number 5 out of the world's ranking of CEOs of online and media company. I could use your vote right down there. Screenshot it if you have to. I'll put it in the comment afterwards. Please, all it takes is one vote. You can just literally text the number 1129. And there's instructions, obviously, once you go in there. You can only text one time or email one time. If you do both, one is going to cancel the other. So just text one time. Let's use integrity. Let's get us to number 1. I would love this award, not for ego, but because I have a huge team. And I'm talking about our executive team, our contractors, our virtual assistants, our social media managers, PR, on and on and on, that work tirelessly behind the scene to make everything that we provide for you. And I'd like for them to be celebrated as well. So with that, I love and I thank each and every one of you. And I'll talk to you soon.